Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing a deck and focus on the Crystal Wisdom Healing cards or Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. And this is a Watkins Publishing deck. That's who published the deck. I'm doing this particular deck and focus because I am doing a series right now about crystals called the Crystals Magic video series, and I thought this would be a very timely deck and focus. Now, I want to say that soon, very soon, another video featuring this deck is going to come out, and it is from my Abundant Life Tarot video vault, where I have recorded several videos over the past several months. They just have not been published yet, and that particular video was made 3 months ago, and I don't even know what I said or remember what I said about this deck. I just know that I talk about it, and I know I probably at that point wasn't quite using it as much as I'm now using it now. So just be on the lookout for that particular deck, because that video was recorded 3 months ago, but I'm still putting it out because it's still a video I want to put out. So this deck is one that I only use for specific reasons, and I don't have any other crystal decks. I was not called to any other crystal decks. The reason I got this particular one is because I am a big fan of Judy Hall's crystal books, her reference books that I look up for different properties for, let me turn out my music, different properties for crystals. So I wanted to check out her deck, and I know this is like probably several editions later from the original ones she's done, which is fine. Whatever. I've had this one for a while, but I enjoy it. I know a lot of people don't really care for this one, but I'll discuss with you what I use it for. So it has this lovely pull out box or drawer box here with a ribbon. Sorry, looking at myself in the camera. And you pull it out, and then it has the inset box. So you do that. Then you have a nice little guidebook. Get away, Bishop. Nice guidebook with small color representations. And then you have the deck itself, a good size. Not too big, not too small. The backs are a little bit disappointing to me. They're just this kind of gray back, but you know what? It doesn't bother me that much. And then here you have the particular, sorry, it's got a glare. The particular stone, the number, and then the name of the stone as she references. And it has some colored borders around here that corresponds with different sections in the guidebook, and it has matte silver gilding, which is a nice touch. So I enjoy the simplicity of the deck, and it shuffles okay. You know, it's not the greatest shuffler because of the gilding, but that's okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. So when I started using it, after I did the one video that I was speaking of earlier, I said, you know, I really want to start incorporating this deck a little bit more than I have. So I started doing weekly draws with this to say, hey, Spirit, what crystal energies do I need to really use and focus on this week? And so a card would come up. Darn it. I was going to show you our light that had just, well, here's Eye of the Storm. So I have Eye of the Storm, and you know, I have that. I have a similar stone here, And so I'm like, okay, so I look at this, I take a look at the guidebook, that's number 48. Oh, 48, okay, safe haven. Eye of the storm is a safe haven for your soul, a calm center no matter what upheavals may occur, a life support system during stressful times or serious illness. Hold on to it during challenges so that you keep things in perspective. Self-understanding section. So she has different sections. She has the title here. Look here. She has the picture. She has like a little intro meaning. Self-understanding. You may be allowing the challenges and traumas of life to push you off center. Stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of life to the detriment of others. Look at the wider picture. Divination, next section. Time to relax and let go of your stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system. Switch on the positive potential in your cell walls. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. Healing insight. You can stay centered and calm no matter what storm rages around you. Frequency. Earthy and high. Chakra. All. Timing. Any. Soul path. Walking safely through the storm. So sometimes I would just do it that way, and then I would have this on my altar space for the week, and I would spend time looking at this card, maybe go pull out the guidebook again and read the messages. I might grab the stone, hold on to it, carry it with me during that week, wear it in my little pouch that I have that I can put interchangeably use stones. I put in there, I could do that. And I work with that energy for as long as I really need to work with it. Generally speaking, a week. And there you have it. So that's one way I use this particular deck. Sometimes I specifically go look to the guidebook. And that's why it's helpful that it's color coded. And we'll talk about that in a moment. We'll go over the guidebook in a moment. But I'll go find a specific energy that I'm trying to deal with. Maybe I'm low energy or I'm lethargic. I might go to one of her reference books, and I'm going to do another video on the books that I have of the crystal healing books. And I might look up in the index what I'm trying to face. Maybe I have lethargy, low energy. Maybe I'm feeling not so motivated lately. So then I go look for lack of motivation, and I go look for stones that combat that. And then I have tons of stones. So usually I have a stone that has that property. Even if it's not a particular stone that is in the book, there's usually other stones that carry the same kind of healing properties that I'm looking for. So I look to this to like really get a close-up look of the stone that I'm looking for. When I go to gem fairs, I look up different stones. Okay, so this is a fun thing that I've been doing lately. So when the gem fair comes, I will shuffle cards and say, Spirit, what stones do I really need to bring into my world when I go to this gem fair? Sometimes nothing jumps, and when I go, I get surprised. I might pick up one or two stones. Or one time I went earlier this year, didn't get maybe but one stone, which is not that's not what normally happens. But this very recent time, I had different stones that came up, and so I made note of the different healing properties in them. So when I was at the gem fair, it was more of a purposeful trip. So I'm like looking for stones, or I pulled cards that were for stones that my clients or my customers who come to my website or my Etsy store, they will be called to. So I asked Spirit, using these cards, oh, what cards or what crystals should we be working with? And so that's been a fun way that I've been using this particular deck. Every now and then in readings, if I know I have a client who is into crystals and crystal healing, I will pull a crystal healing oracle card for them. What I like about the images is that they're clean images. Some of the other crystal oracle decks are a little gaudy to me, where they're like garish almost, where they're like, how do I say it? It's like big, bright colors taking over the whole card. And I'm like, I don't really want to see all that. This is enough for me. Lapis lazuli. I love that. So, yeah. Trying to see. What else do we have? Here's some selenite. We'll put that to the side. Labradorite. And have some tiger's eye. And a lot of people usually have these crystals in their collection. So that's what I also like about this deck, is that a lot of the stones that she features in this deck are really accessible to everyone. Usually people have them. Shiva Lingam. Smoky quartz celestial. Here's some citrine. Malachite. Auralite. Here's Brandenburg amethyst. Kambaba jasper. Sometimes it's just a crystal quartz, and it is, you know, the shape of it more so than it is about the actual crystal property. This is soulmate, so it's referring to the crystal quartz shape. Here's some rose quartz for all of us, you know. Many of us have that in our collection. Here's carnelian. Ancestralite. I'm sure that's some goodness for past life readings for those of you who specialize in that. Here's just regular, good old-fashioned amethyst, and I have a similar piece right here of amethyst. Black tourmaline. Gorgeousness. Some garnet. Again, more about shape. This is Nirvana quartz. Turquoise. Quantum Quartro. Bloodstone. Again, another one that we probably have in our collection. Polychrome jasper. Chrysocolla. Like that. I mean, there's more cards here, but I'm not going to go through every single one. Here's blue lace agate. Okay. And this is a 50 crystal card deck. And so that's how I specifically use this particular deck, and I find it very useful now that I use it in this way, and very helpful in healing and interactive, because I do have a lot of stones and I do find that it is helpful. I was feeling very low energy, and I went to I went to the gym fair, and I think I was reading in one of my crystal Bibles. I have 3 volumes here, and Lemurian came up, and it's a very high frequency stone, and I got this from the gym fair. It's a Lemurian crystal. I am in love with this stone. As soon as I got it, my energy level just went sky high through the roof. I don't know. I felt a distinct shift once it came, or once I came around into its presence. And I'll talk more about that introduction, that connection that I had with that stone, how it was calling me, and how I had to have it, and how I got it, and now it's inseparable. It's like my security blanket. But I wanted to briefly go over this wonderful guidebook here that Judy has. Now again, just so you know, like, I have Judy's 3 crystal guidebooks. That's how serious of collecting I do. My daughter and I, we do a lot of collecting. And then I have her, let's see. Then I have her encyclopedia, which is handy. And I actually take this with me to the gym fair. And I kind of like leave it in the car, or I have a backpack and I pop it out if I have a specific question on it, because it's color coded. So Judy creates these kind of guides, and I appreciate that. So I just feel like she has a good grasp on things, and so I trust her deck when it comes to crystals. So the book has a page about the author and the photographer, a content section, introduction, crystal wisdom, past, present, and future. She talks about crystal vibrations, the level of crystal power, soul pathways, how the crystal wisdom healing oracle works. Chapter 1, healing and transformation, applying the cards. She talks about chakra imbalances, healing lattices, the therapeutic use of crystals. Chapter 2, attuning to crystal wisdom, consulting the oracle, working with the oracle cards, shaping questions, crystal lattices. Chapter 3, crystal vibrations, the multidimensional suits, multidimensional vibrations, earthy vibration cards. So this is where she breaks it up into suits for her. That's why it's different colors here on the edges. Okay. And then you have different ones. So the multi-dimensional vibrations, earthy vibration cards includes like black tourmaline, flint, chrysocolla, malachite, carnelian, tiger's eye, blue lace agate, healing vibe. So then it looks like it continues. Oh, okay. Healing vibration cards includes bloodstone, lapis lazuli, rose quartz, aquamarine, amethyst, citrine, apatite, labradorite. Cosmic vibration cards include like selenite, smoky quartz celestial, nirvana quartz, integration vibration cards, polychrome jasper, Shiva lagam, moldavite, soulmate, pink granite, Brandenburg amethyst, turquoise, interactive vibrations, rhodozite, purpurite, rhodochrosite, eye of the storm, graphic smoky quartz. And then they have a resources, glossary, and index page. I like that it has a little glossary. And the index does include different names of stones. So if you want to kind of have this instead, I think one time I carried this guidebook with me into the gym fair because it easily went into my purse at that particular time. So I carried this versus my honking big old reference guide. So that's another way I use it. But she has some beautiful, I think, lattice spreads. I like that. And this is like matte. These are semi-glossy. And again, they just have that gilding, so it makes it a little harder. But that's good. It's actually good cardstock. It should last for a little bit. She talks about therapeutic uses. I wanted to show you all. Yeah, she talks about crystal healing affinities, like what organs, like bodily organs and systems and applications that you can use it. And then the chakra imbalances, it's in color. I mean, I really enjoy this book just for reading it, just as a reference guide for life, not just for the oracle. But the oracle is cool because it is on point. When I do readings for others or when I do readings for myself and when I pull a card to complement the whole overall reading, it usually is on point and what myself or the client needs at that moment. And then I'm like, hey, you might want to find a stone, either this particular stone or this stone with these particular healing properties to carry with you, sleep underneath your pillow with, or to wear, whatever the case may be. Let's see. Okay, here. And she talks about laying a healing lattice on yourself. And then she has these healing lattices that you can do. So, I don't know. It's quite beautiful. It's like, I guess, a healing lattice spread as well. That you could either do on the floor with your cards, or you could actually do with your crystal grids. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, that is the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. And like I said, I know there's several different crystal oracles out there, and I've seen them all, and I continue to look at them, but they just don't call to me, and I'm okay with that. I don't need them. I don't need any extra decks. If this is the one that works for my crystal needs, then this is the one it's going to be. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have this particular deck in your collection, or what other crystal decks out there that you are using or like, and how do you use your crystal oracles. I'm always interested in hearing how people incorporate their decks into their life and their practices. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay so abundantly blessed. And until next time, much love to all of you. Bye.